Fremont is a very new company. It only listed in 2017. We have a great portfolio of gold projects in Nevada, fantastic mining team, but I'll get on to that. So anyways, thank you all for being here. And again, thank you, Jay, for your recommendation. Disclaimers, I'm not going to read it, but I did see a great disclaimer recently when I was going through McEwen Mining's website, and I think I'm going to add it to the top of ours. It just simply says, if you are risk adverse, do not buy our stock. Perfect. Overview. Now, I've done a lot of presentations over the past month. I am new to the company. I became the CEO just October 2nd. You might have saw that news announcement. So I've replaced Dennis Moore, who was the CEO. He remains as president. He's a founder of the company, single largest shareholder. He is the mine finder. So when Fremont was introduced to me, I simply was able to distill everything down to these key bullet points, and it's what made it so attractive to me. I'm sure it's what's made it attractive to Jay, and I hope it's what will make it attractive to you. You've got a mine-finding management team, Dennis Moore, who I just mentioned. All of our projects are located in the world's greatest mining jurisdiction. That's Nevada. It has everything you are looking for, from infrastructure to people to potential to rule of law. It cannot be beat. As far as our projects go, we have a good mix of both brownfield. We have a couple of past producers, Gold Canyon and Gold Bar, which we'll look to drill in Q1, plus some earlier stage exploration projects that I think have great potential for new discovery. And I'm only going to talk about one of them, and that's North Carlin. And I'm very excited about that. We won't drill it in Q1. We'll drill it in Q2, but I will talk more about it. Another very important feature of this company is the insider ownership. It's very, very strong. So your typical insider ownership for a junior company is about 10%. We're at about 25%. And as I mentioned, Dennis Moore, the founder and current president, is the single largest shareholder. One of the reasons why I joined the company, and I haven't created a bullet for it, is I believe we are undervalued. When I look at our team, jurisdiction, the projects, I think there's a big gap between where this company should be valued and its current market cap, which is only $6 million today. A little bit more about the team. I mean, management is key with junior gold exploration companies. I think we've assembled a first-class board for a company of this size. As I mentioned, I'm new to the company, but I've been involved in the mineral exploration and development game since 2001, starting with Wheaton River Minerals, which merged with Goldcorp. Since I began in 2001, I've worked for 12 companies. 5 have been subject to M&A. And if you were to have invested $10,000 in each of those 10 companies, you would have made $1.5 million. That's not because of me, it's just because I've been able to recognize good team, good projects, just like Fremont. Dennis Moore, I mentioned, he's the mine finder, over 4 million ounces gold discovered. He is hungry for another, and I'm certain we're going to have it in Nevada. Michael Williams, who's here today with Vendetta, he sold Underworld to Kinross, and Paul Reynolds, Triumph Gold, which is also here today, is another solid individual. So you've got a very good, solid board with a mix of geological talent and capital markets expertise. As I mentioned, Fremont is a new company. We listed in 2017, and our sole purpose was to acquire gold projects in Nevada. We have a great portfolio of projects now. We have 6. They're all located in Nevada's greatest trends. The Carlin, the Battle Mountain, Cortez, and Getchell. Our focus is Gold Bar and Gold Canyon, which is in the Gold Bar mining complex where McEwen is developing the Gold Bar project today. The North Carlin is that earlier stage exploration project, which I'm really excited about. And to provide a clue moving forward, you can see Dark Star to the south. That's Gold Standard's new discovery that they made in 2012, and I'm going to reference that later on in the presentation, so just keep that in mind when I talk about North Carlin. Our Gold Bar and Gold Canyon, we have 2 key claims in the Gold Bar mining complex. So we control the Gold Bar mine, the historic Gold Bar mine that produced approximately 300,000 ounces gold. We also hold the Gold Canyon, which was one of 5 satellite pits that Atlas Mining was feeding into the Gold Bar mine complex. Today, McEwen is developing 4 of those pits. They also call it the Gold Bar project. It's going to be in production next year. So I think it only makes sense that at some point in time, Gold Canyon will be a part of that operation in some form or another. Now, what I'm really excited about is I think Gold Canyon's great. I think it's going to make sense to be a part of McEwen, but I think there's fantastic potential at Gold Bar, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that. I was just down at the property a couple weeks ago visiting Gold Bar and Gold Canyon, so that's a shot just a couple weeks ago. So they mined out approximately 300,000 ounces gold. All of the deposits in the Gold Bar mining district are Carlin type, so this is no different. This was oxide at surface. I'd say they were pretty successful in extracting all of the ore, but we think there's great potential for finding additional extensions to the Gold Bar mine to the southeast. So we did a little bit of drilling last year at both Gold Bar and Gold Canyon. They were recent acquisitions, but the drilling was really confirmatory. It wasn't proving up anything new. The drilling we do in Q1 this year will be looking to find extensions of mineralization along strike or to depth. But you can see just some fantastic numbers here, 26 meters of almost 5 grams per ton gold. That was returned from the mill site deposit, which is just offset to the west from Gold Bar, and that's important also. So when you see this image, this is where the potential we feel for Gold Bar is. So you can see Gold Bar mine in the center. They mined 300,000 ounces gold there. There's a historic resource of approximately 150,000 ounces gold to the mill site. Now, our VP Exploration, Clay Newton in Nevada, a PhD structural geologist, feels that mill site really is just an extension of Gold Bar to the northwest. It's just offset and drop block. And he felt there might be similar potential to the southeast, which wasn't fully understood or explored by past operators. So you can see where we conducted the soil sampling and where Clay felt that there would be a target, there indeed was one. So this is an exciting new target for us. We will be looking to drill this in Q1, looking to find a possible extension to the Gold Bar mine to the southeast. So if we encounter mineralization there, that could be a real game changer for the company. Gold Canyon, as I mentioned, we're surrounded by McEwen. I mean, the Gold Canyon pit is less than 800 meters away from their Gold Ridge. We have to drive through their property. We have to call them up beforehand and get permission to enter their site because it's an active development area. We haven't had any problems with McEwen doing that. We have very good relations. But it just goes to show that really the Gold Canyon is simply an extension of the mineralization in the Gold Bar project area. It's going to make sense at some point in time for that to be a part of the operation. There's still mineralization at the bottom of the pit. There's stockpiled ore. And while past operators mine the upper horizon, there are other lower horizons below that weren't exploited, and that's what we'll be looking to test in Q1, looking to find additional potential, which ultimately could provide additional mineralization and ore for McEwen's Gold Bar project. That's Gold Canyon pit there. I mean, right over the ridge, that's where McEwen's land is. North Carlin, I really want to finish on North Carlin. I mean, I love our property portfolio. I love the mix between having some brownfield projects and some greenfield because although exploration is risky, having a mix of brownfield helps minimize that risk because you have a far better understanding of what has been mined and its potential. You have a lot more data. When it comes to North Carlin, this is pure exploration, and that's what really excites me. I've been lucky to work with a number of exploration companies that have had new discoveries, and that's what generates the most significant returns for shareholders, and I think North Carlin has that potential. So North Carlin, we are located at the very northern end of the Carlin Trend. When you look at those other deposits and mines, there's a periodicity of about 3 kilometers between each of them. So we are very, very close, and if you're to go along trend, I mean, I'm not saying that this is the case, but you'd be smack dab in the middle of Coyote. Now, we staked this ground, and we only put out this news a couple of weeks ago, but what we have here is a great exploration target. We have a mag high, and we have coincident gold and mercury geochem on the fringe, and it's also in the right structural location. So for me, this is a first-class exploration project in the Carlin Trend, and now I want to harken back to Gold Standard. So Gold Standard, like us, in 2012, they were a small junior exploration company exploring for gold at the southern end of the Carlin Trend where there shouldn't have been any gold, and they came up with a brand new discovery. Gold Standard today is a $500 million market cap. So that's the potential for new discovery in the Carlin Trend, and that's why it absolutely makes sense for us to go out there and conduct some riskier exploration, drill these targets to have life-changing returns for shareholders. I'm really going to finish up there. So our strategy moving forward is that we have developed our targets for Gold Bar and Gold Canyon. We're ready to drill them. We're in permitting right now. We look to be drilling them in Q1 and look to drill North Carlin in Q2. So we've got a great team, great jurisdiction, and I think we've got a very bright future ahead of us. A new company, and one you should certainly put up on your radar screen. I'm outside. Please come talk to me. Thank you.
you.